All right. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys? I'm just starting this up a few minutes early just to make sure that all the tech works. Hey, oh my gosh, look at all of you. Bambi, Becky, Bruce, Carolyn. What's up, you guys? It works. Yeah. Say hi in the chat. The chat moves pretty fast. There's two things if you guys don't normally show up on Zoom. There's the chat, which is like the comments, and then there's the Q&A box where you can actually ask questions. My glasses are, thank you. Yes, these are blue blockers. These are like, they came as a gift in the Spark Hustle Grow Box, and I get lots of headaches all the time from eye strain, and I said, I'm gonna just try them and see how they feel, and they're amazing. So I like them. Yeah, so when you guys are in the chat, you're going to be with all the other attendees commenting. So anything you say is going to be said to everybody. So just know that. All right, give me 1 second here to go live. All right. Sometimes Zoom is really stupid and it doesn't do what I want it to do, but let's cross our fingers that this works. Preparing live streaming preview now. You guys will be in real time in Zoom. Anyone who's watching live stream, it's at least a 15-second delay, sometimes almost 20 seconds, which is really annoying because I ask a question and then I forget that people are behind, but you guys aren't behind. Oh, it's not streaming. Oh gosh. All right. It's really annoying. It's thinking and thinking and thinking, which means, oh, such a bummer when this happens. All right, well, let me stop the live stream here. Let's see what happens if I try to go live in our Facebook group. Sometimes it's different. Let's see if it works. And nope. It is streaming. Yeah, well, it just says it's streaming on Facebook. So this is why I wanted to start early, because I want to make sure that this all worked. I don't think it's going to work today. So I think I'm going to have to go live in 2 places at once, which is always a little dicey because I almost always forget that I'm live in 2 places at once. Let's see. Yeah, it's not showing. Okay, well, you know what, guys? We're going to do this anyway, and we're going to do it old school. I'm going to go live in 2 places. Hang on 1 second. Let me make this happen. You guys were the smart ones to come on Zoom. Zoom is hair is on fire, Kathy says. Thank you. All right, here I go. I'm going live now on our Facebook page separately, and I'm gonna just go ahead and share my screen. There we go. Funnel building, beginners class. Okay, perfect. Should work. All right. I think I am live. All right, guys, I'm so excited about this class today. And if you are a beginner or if you're not a beginner, it really, it doesn't matter to me whether this is your first day with funnels or your 500th day with funnels, because I'm really going to try to tackle this from a beginner perspective. And I have always found that when you go back to basics, even if you've been at it a long time, there are things that you learn or there are things that you see differently. And so for me, this was a fun exercise for me of like, how simple can I make this? And I know that there are going to be questions that you guys have that I don't cover. So if you are watching from Zoom, I would ask that you put the Q&A questions to the Q&A box. Oftentimes the chat runs fast because people are like just chit-chatting and commenting, and I lose the question. So put them in the Q&A box. If you are on Facebook, hello. I had trouble. I could not stream my Zoom, so I am live sharing my screen. So you are probably seeing just my slides, not me, which is fine because you really just need to be able to see my screen. That's all that's important. But you can ask questions in the comments on Facebook, and hopefully I will get them. I'm going to refresh my page right now and just see if you guys are there and on and live and all that good stuff. So give me 1 second. Yep, there you are. Yay. Okay, perfect. So this is all ready to rock and roll. Sorry guys for the feedback. Perfect. All right, let's go. So what we're going to do is we're going to toggle between slides. So I'm going to do a little teaching stuff, and then we'll go into ClickFunnels. We'll use ClickFunnels. This is not a course on ClickFunnels, though. This is a course on funnel building. So even if you don't use ClickFunnels, you can take these concepts, you can apply them to any program, whether it's Kajabi or Kartra or WordPress or whatever it is. This is not specifically a ClickFunnels class. I will be inside ClickFunnels since that's what we use for our funnel drop. So just so you guys know. All right, let me share my screen here. So Zoom, can you guys see my screen? Okay. I'm totally tripping right now because I've got 2 live streams going at once. All right, good. You guys can see it? Awesome. All right, and those of you on Facebook, you also, looks like you can see everything as well. Perfect. Okay. By the way, Facebook peeps, if you want to be in real time and not a 20-second delay, you can always join me directly on Zoom. Okay. All right, let's go. So this is what I want to cover today. I sent this to you guys in the emails that I sent, a bunch of emails. This is what I want to go over. And write down your questions for the end because I'm going to try to have time for that. So what is a funnel? We're going to talk about what it is, the most popular types of funnels, like the ones that you're most likely going to use, specifically how to pick out one for you. Then I'm going to use the funnel drop, and I'm going to show you some of the tricks and tips of how we use the funnel drops. And then I want to spend a little time talking about the different kinds of offers that go into each kind of funnel so that you guys get an idea and don't build what I call Franken funnels when you try to like take one guru's idea with another guru's idea and you like smush it together. And I'm like, no, that doesn't really work. Talk a little bit about the funnel building process, like what order to do things in, and then the common mistakes people make when they start funnel building. All right. So I know from working for Russell Brunson for 18 months that he struggles to explain what a funnel is in a short sentence. This has vexed him for the 5 years that he's been in business. This is the most simple definition I can give of a funnel, which is it's a series of messages delivered in a specific order with the idea to capture a lead and make a sale. And the reason I say messages is because there are funnels in real life. Like you go into you drive down the street and you see a billboard that says, this way to the grocery store. And then you get to the grocery store and there's a sign, and then you go in and there's a sign for the sale, and then there's a sign at the checkout. And so a funnel is literally just a series of messages, whether they're real life messages, online messages, digital messages, whatever they happen to be, delivered in a specific order with the idea to get someone interested and then sell them something. And that's it. That's all a funnel is. Messages for us, for online marketers, most often are in the form of a web page, right? We can deliver a message on a web page. We can do that with words. We can do that with images. We can do that with video, okay? Emails, another form of a message, right? We write emails. We add links to those emails. We add images to those emails. We add video. Lately we have bots, right? Facebook bots or text messaging, copy, video, links, same thing. And we also use messages in our social content, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, yada, 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 right? And a lot of people forget that the social media content that you put out online is a part of your funnel. Because if you use the working definition that it is a series of messages delivered in a specific order to eventually get a sale, you've got the message, like let's say it's your Instagram post, right? And you write an Instagram post and you say, you know, whatever, your gardening series is going great, and you show your big juicy red tomatoes, and then you say, hey, if you're interested, click the link in my bio. That message on Instagram is the start of your funnel. The link in the bio is the next message. That clicks, that goes over to a lead magnet, right? That goes over to a web page where there's copy, and maybe you can put your name and email in. You submit it. The next page offers you an ebook on how to, you know, grow juicy red tomatoes. That entire process was a funnel, which means that when you are building funnels, you are often going to use different platforms. You're going to be on Facebook, on Instagram, using text, using email, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, ClickFunnels, Kajabi, Kartra, WordPress. Like, it's a conglomeration of tools that you use to deliver these messages in a specific order. Okay? So that is the working definition we're going to work with for the rest of the class. Before, this is, you know, one of these like principled truths that I want to explain to people, because once people start to geek out on funnels, they try to make it as complicated as possible, thinking that the more segmentation there is, the more like drilled down that they can get to, you know, targeting the person who watched the first 5 minutes of their class, but not the last, whatever, 30 minutes. And they create Franken funnels, super complicated, really difficult. And your funnel needs to be as simple as possible and still achieve the goal, right? And this is where we're going to go next, is that every funnel has a goal, okay? So if you know the goal, then you can know what is the simplest possible funnel that I can create that will still achieve the goal. Do not create a complicated funnel just for the cool factor. It's a really big and common mistake. All right. Good morning. All right. I see a bunch of you guys popping on the Facebook page. Got 150 of you here on Zoom, which is amazing. Okay. Let's keep going. So this is one of those things that I feel like people forget, that every funnel has a specific goal. So these are the 4 most common goals that funnels have, although there are other ones that you can use as well. Number 1, to capture a lead. That is the most basic thing that a funnel can do, which is grab somebody's contact information, right? Capture a lead. List building funnels are funnels that usually gather name, email, and sometimes phone number. Okay, that's the first goal. The second goal of a funnel is to purchase a product. A traditional sales funnel that you know about, right? Like they opt in, they give you your email address, and then they end up paying whatever, $7, $27, $37 for something, and on it goes. The third goal for a funnel would be to register for a class or an event. Now, ultimately, the funnels that are goal-oriented for registering also want to sell something. But when you're building the funnel, the goal of the funnel at first is really just to get them to register for whatever event or presentation you're going to do. And then the presentation's goal is to make the sale. Okay. So there's like 2 steps in that one. And then the fourth one is to build rapport, build trust, nurture people. And a lot of people, when they use the word funnel, they're literally just talking about a series of emails, because there are email funnels, and we'll talk about those. And those are really just messages that take people on a journey to the next spot in your business, whatever it is you want to sell next. Okay? The most popular types, I don't know where to put this stupid little screen here. The most popular types of funnels are these funnels. And we're going to go through every single one. List building funnels. Well, what I nickname slow funnels, SLO funnels, and I'll explain what that is. Webinar funnels, application funnels, and also email funnels. A lot of people just do email funnels, and that's okay too. All right. So we'll go through all of these right now. And if you guys have any questions about any of the funnels as we're going through them, please just holla in the comments, okay? All right, so the first kind is the list building funnel. And again, like I said, every funnel has a goal, and the goal here is to get a lead. The mechanism for that goal is give something away, okay? The most basic funnel is you have a piece of social content, a Facebook post, a Facebook ad, Instagram, a YouTube video, a Pinterest pin, a tweet, some piece of social content, right? Because that's often how most of us get our traffic. That piece of social content delivers a message that tells them to go to a web page. All right. And the web page usually just has your name, your email, and it offers something for free. The reason why I have 3 names here is because I know a lot of us marketers, we like to use multiple names for the same thing. And so if you're a beginner, you may hear this being called a landing page. You may hear it being called a squeeze page. You may hear it being called an opt-in page. It's all the same thing. It's a web page with something free, a headline, and then usually some form fields to fill out a name or an email. Recently, some of the list building funnels are not even collecting emails. They're collecting bot subscriptions, right? Because there are some people who want to get people on their messenger bot. So they don't even have a name and email field. They just have a bot button, which is click here to get on my bot. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, if you think about this in terms of messages, what kind of list are you building? Are you building an email list? Are you building a bot list, etc.? And then the second page is just a thank you page. It's sometimes you give people further instructions, things like go check your email, join my Facebook group, like me on, follow me on Instagram, things like that. But a list building funnel doesn't usually sell anything, okay? Now, oftentimes the big key feature of a list building funnel, and I added this here in the second screenshot, is that when they opt in, they then go through an email funnel where they're getting emails, and these emails are building rapport, delivering value, building trust, et cetera, okay? So that is a list building funnel. Everyone cool, clear, it's pretty simple. The times that you want to be building a list, I usually suggest that for people who are new to the online space, like brand new, they don't have any online offers yet, I usually recommend you start by building a list first. It's the easiest funnel to get off the ground. It doesn't require you to have a big product, doesn't even require you to have a shopping cart. It just requires you to give away something, start, publishing on social media, getting names, getting emails, getting people interested in what you have, okay? All right. The second type of funnel is what I call the slow funnel. It has lots of names. I'm going to give you all the different possible names. You could hear it called a traditional sales funnel, a slow funnel, a self-liquidating offer funnel. That's also called that. It could be called a free plus shipping funnel. It could be called a 2-step tripwire funnel, a tripwire funnel. It's got 8,000 names. Basically, the goal of a slow is to make a sale, whereas the list building funnels are literally just to capture the lead. The ultimate goal of a slow funnel is to make a sale, and this is the most important part. A slow funnel acquires a customer. And the reason why we call it self-liquidating offer is because usually we're spending money in ads, right? We're paying Zuckerberg, and it's costing us whatever, $100 a day, $200 a day. But the products in the funnel are hopefully giving us $100 to $200 back. And so we're giving Zuckerberg 100, we're getting 100, we're breaking even. The offer is self-liquidating. What's happening is we're basically getting our customers for free. And in traditional business, acquiring a customer costs money, right? Every traditional business out there was like, oh, it costs us $50 to get a new customer to come into our shop, okay? With a self-liquidating offer funnel, the game has changed where maybe it does cost $50 to acquire a customer off Facebook, but we sold them a $50 offer in our slow funnel, and so it broke even. That's why it's called slow, okay? So the goal is to make a sale and to acquire a customer. The mechanism, what we do in these funnels is we offer something super low cost. And then once they say yes, we give them some extras to add on, to add on, to add on, okay? This kind of funnel also starts with social content, whether it's organic content or ads. And then we give them something that's $27. Then we offer them, hey, do you want to add this to your order? And my favorite example of this was I ordered Alex a man crate for Christmas. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but the man crate is basically it was like whiskey and like glasses and like etched with his name, super cool. And and I got to go check out, and it comes in like this wooden box with like a crowbar because it's like really manly. And then he at the bottom it said, hey, do you want to wrap this crate in duct tape to make it even harder for your hubby to open? And for $10. And I was like, hell yes, I do. And I hit yes. And that is a classic order bump because it was $10 for them to wrap it in duct tape to put it under the Christmas tree and make it impossible. Okay. So we have the sales page, super low cost, right? Then we have the order form where we put in our credit card information. The order bump is, the duct tape offer. And then the OTO page is what happens after we check out. It means one-time offer. It's like, hey, you just checked out. That's super cool. So excited to send you your awesome product. By the way, before you go, I have a one-time offer, okay? It's a special extra, the next thing that they can get. And they can say, yes, add it to my order, and they don't have to fill in their credit card information again. They just have to say yes. Or they say, nah, I don't want it. No, thanks. And then they go to the order confirmation page. Okay. This is your basic sales funnel. Now, sometimes this mutates, and nobody panic. This is not as complicated as it looks. I just want to show you what happens. Sometimes people take the sales page and the order form and they merge it into one page. The most common example of this is a free plus shipping offer where the sales copy and the order form is all on one page. So instead of it being 4 pages like this, it ends up being 3 pages because they just combine copy, order form, sales page all onto one page. Another mutation of this funnel is when people don't send them directly to the sale, but first they send them to opt in and then to the sale. So if you've ever purchased one of our funnel drops, you will see that we actually give you the squeeze page first because we know some people like to collect leads first and then offer them the sale. Oops. And then the third thing is that when and if you do put a lead squeeze page in front of it, you can email people whether they buy or not. So that's kind of nice. The other thing about combining a sales page and order form is that oftentimes a sales page plus an order form has what's called a 2-step order form, which allows them to put their name and email address in first and then check out second, and that allows you to capture the lead. Okay? All right. So I know a lot of you guys want to see some examples, and I'm going to show you examples of all of this stuff in just 1 minute. I just want to get through the 4 types, and then I'll pop off of my slides and go into the interwebs. All right, the third kind of funnel is the webinar funnel. Now, webinar funnels can be auto, which means they happen all the time, or they can be live, which means they're happening at a set point in time. Okay? The goal of a webinar funnel is to watch a presentation. The second goal is then to make a sale. All right? The mechanism by which we do this is we offer this crazy, irresistible thing in a big bundle like this, okay? And so the way this funnel works, and apparently this is cut off, but the idea is you have social content or a Facebook ad or something like that. Then they go to, sometimes it's called a registration page, sometimes it's called an event page, sometimes it's called a masterclass, sometimes it's called a workshop. It's all the same thing. They're putting their name and email in to register for something that's about to happen. Now, I showed you, this is an auto webinar because usually if it's an auto webinar, the next page they get to is the waiting room where there's like a little timer counting down. It's going to start in a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then they get it. This page usually automatically redirects when the timer goes to 0, sends them to a watch page where they actually watch the presentation. And from there, they're sold on this irresistible bundle, and they go to the order page and they buy. Okay, so that is your typical webinar funnel. Webinar funnels can also mutate, and you can see webinar funnels that add extras. They sometimes will have a replay so that after they've gone through the funnel, they can go back to the replay. What's the difference between a watch room and a replay room? Not really that much. The big difference is that usually a replay page has like controls, like play buttons and stop and fast forward, so people can, you know, move quickly through the presentation. And some webinar funnels also have a sales page, which means if they watch the presentation and they don't buy, it could be that some people just don't like to watch presentations. They'd much rather read, right? And so they show them the sales page, and the sales page does the sale. All right. The third most popular funnel, I see all your questions, guys, and I'll take a break as soon as I get through these 4 types of funnels, and I'll make sure to answer your questions because I see some really good questions. The third type of funnel is the application funnel. It's actually the 4th. It should be 4 there. The goal of an application funnel is to get somebody on the phone and then make a sale, right? So the webinar funnels and the application funnels really have 2 goals, but you got to work on the first goal mainly in the funnel, then to the second funnel, okay? The mechanism by which we achieve that goal is that we offer a training or a case study and then an application to apply. So again, social content. The page is usually a case study page. Sometimes it's called an application sales page. Sometimes it's just called a sales page. Sometimes it's called a testimonial page. But the key marker of an application funnel is that you'll see a video talking about somebody awesome, doing something awesome. You'll see the copy. And then you'll see a button, and that button opens up to a pop-up. And that pop-up says, put your name, put your email in, and then it redirects them to an application. And the application is much longer, usually because you're trying to filter people out. This is usually a high-end product. And once they fill out the application, they go to either a thank you page or a scheduler. Some applications, they say, hey, thanks, we'll let you know if you're in, right? Other application funnels will be like, thank you, now book a call, okay? That's depends on what you want to do there. And the last type of funnel is the email funnel. And the goal of an email funnel is to build rapport or introduce a new offer, right? And so you'll see here the mechanism that we do this with is with email copy, stories, and calls to action. So we send people some emails, and then at a certain point in the email funnel, we say, hey, go check out this offer. And they go into a funnel. Maybe they buy, maybe they don't. Then they continue on their email funnel journey, and then they go to a new funnel. And so email funnels typically connect your products together, right? In a storyline. And that's usually the job of an email funnel. Okay, so let me pop out of here for a second. And I'm just going to see what questions came up, and then I want to show you an example of each one. Okay. All right, so first question, how do you get people to go from a list funnel to an email funnel? So I'm assuming here you're asking, how do they get from here to here? I'm assuming that's what you're asking. When you put your name and your email in on a web page, if you're doing this in ClickFunnels, you could do it in ClickFunnels, you could do it in a lot of email service providers, even like ConvertKit, they have a landing page builder. You literally just make it a page and it has the forms built in, and it dumps the email addresses right into your provider. If you're using like ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or WordPress, right, you put the name and email in, and then you have a little tech elf connect the form field to your email service provider, so that email drops into your email service provider. Once it's in your email service provider, you use the tools in there to trigger the emails. So like ConvertKit, for example, is my favorite. ConvertKit has these rules that you can say, hey, when someone drops into this form right here, start sending them this sequence. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Julie has a question. She says, can't you create a lead funnel offering something of value and then on the thank you page offer a tripwire? Yes, you can. So what she's saying is when we were going through list building funnels, she's like, well, hey, why waste this thank you page? Why don't you just offer them for sale? And you can. But when you do that, the list building funnel, notice, I'm going to go here to the slow funnel. Notice that the first page of this like mutated slow funnel is a list building funnel, right? You offer something for free, then you offer something for sale. But at that point, I wouldn't really call it a list building funnel anymore, Julie. I would call it a self-liquidating offer funnel. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So, Tanya's asking for visual examples, which I'm about to do. Julie has another question. She says, when should you send someone directly to a sales page versus a squeeze page first? Okay. So right here, you can see there is really a choice. You can send people straight to your offer or you can send them to a free offer first. Okay. I like sending people straight to an offer. The reason is that I get customers, not freebie freeloaders. Now, there are times when it's better to send them to a free thing first. Here are a couple examples. You're a guest on a podcast. You're a guest on a blog post. You're speaking from stage. You're in a free summit, right? You're on somebody else's land. It's way better to offer something for free to their audience, to their guests. So in that case, I would say 100% offer them something for free. And then if you want to tack on your sales funnel on the back end, by all means, go for it. Okay. The second reason that I would say go free first is if you don't have an offer yet. If you're new in the online space, you don't have a product. This funnel is a lot of work to build. It's literally, you can build a squeeze page or a list building funnel in one day or less. This is going to take you several weeks. So I say to people who have no visibility, you know what? Get your first 100 people on a list before you do anything else. Like, just get 100 humans to pay attention to you. That's your first mission, should you choose to accept it. Get 100 humans to pay attention to you. Lead funnel, okay? The other time that I would use a lead funnel, like a list building and not go straight to sale, is if your sales page is not compliant. If your sales page is not compliant with Facebook, if you are in the health space and you are, selling diving, that kind of stuff, sometimes you got to send people through a landing page first before you can sell them, because you could never get your ads approved otherwise. Okay. Those are some examples of when I would put a lead magnet in front of a sale. But a lot of my clients in Digital Insiders, they build their SLO funnels and they don't even worry about the free offer. They just go straight to the paid. Okay. All right, Molly has a copy question. Molly, if you don't mind, I'm going to hold on that question since it's not really in this, but I will get to it in the funnel building process. Molly's also asking, what is the best funnel if you are in network marketing? Okay, that's a great question. If you are in network marketing, you do not control the cart, which means when people actually, if we go back to the goal, right? The goal, obviously you have a goal of selling your stuff, but you don't control the selling, the point of sale. You don't control it. So you need to focus on list building funnels. This is almost exclusively what network marketers do, because you want to capture the lead, right? And then you're going to build rapport in your email, but you are ultimately going to send people to a third party to purchase their products. So you really are going to focus on list building funnels and email funnels. Now, there are network marketers who do webinars and then they have them apply and then they become part of your downline, right? So in some cases, a webinar funnel could lead to someone becoming a person in your downline. But again, you still haven't transacted money, or maybe you do, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little different. There are some network marketers, depending on the company, that allow you to sell your own things, right? So you could sell your own stuff in a funnel, and then once they become a customer, then offer them the network marketing opportunity or the network marketing products. But most often it's 1 and 4. Okay. Does ConvertKit directly connect to ClickFunnels? Yes, it does. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking here at the questions because I want to show you guys some visual. All right. So I've got a bunch of people asking about what types of funnels, and I want to get to that in a minute because that's a whole section of this. And then Robin is asking, do you find yourself having to explain this to clients the whole time, or do they get the concept easily? I feel like right now I'm teaching it very theoretically, but when you explain it to a client, you can actually show them what it looks like with their product, and then it's much easier for them to understand. Okay? All right. I see another question here. What funnel would authors use for list building and selling books? Hold on to that question, and I'll try to explain it when we get to the whole, like, which funnel do you use for blah, 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 because that is like the biggest question ever. Okay, you guys want to see some funnels? Let's go see some funnels. All right, so we're going to go to a list building funnel. I'm going to go to my website because I'm no fool. I'm going to promote my own stuff. All right, right here, the pre-launch email sequence that put 10K in my bank account within 22 minutes of turning on my sales funnel. If you click on this link, this is a classic list building funnel. I am using, by the way, Funnel Inc. Yeah, Funnel Inc. I couldn't remember. Okay, perfect example. It's got a juicy headline. It's got curiosity. You're not quite sure what it is. Look at, guys, I didn't even have a picture of my lead magnet. Right? I just had to get this up. I created a launch calendar, linked up every email I wrote. You can plan your own profitable launch. Put your name, put your email. Yes, I want access now. The next thing right here is, hey, awesome, check your email. Whitelist my emails. I have a podcast. Go check it out. Come hang out with me on Instagram. I've got some free Facebook groups, okay? I'm not selling anything. This is literally this funnel right here in action. And every single day I get new leads who are interested in my stuff, okay? So that's an example of a list building funnel. The second type of funnel, this is a slow funnel. I'm going to show you a couple types. So I'm going to go to Kathy's. This is a traditional slow funnel that has a lead magnet in front of it first, right? Because I told you sometimes, hold on, let me get to the right one. Sometimes they put something free and then a sale, and sometimes they just go straight to sale. In this case, she put something free right here. We click, we download, and the very next thing we see is Kathy's beautiful purple hair. And here is what we call the tripwire. This is the sales page. This is what in our class we call the cornerstone sales page. This is the initial offer that has to be amazing, awesome, incredible, super low price. It's only 27 bucks. Notice we click the link, and from here we go to the order form, we purchase. Here's the order bump. This is the extra thing. Now, if we complete this order, you would see on the next page, we would see, hey, before you go, wait, a one-time offer. Okay, so that is a visual example of a slow funnel with a squeeze page in front of it. Okay, now there are a bunch of SLO funnels actually in my mastermind, people who don't have it, right? So I think about, this is not the right link. Hold on, let me find it. Dog training secrets, this one right here. Expert dog tips, dog training secrets. This is a perfect example of an SLO funnel where the sales page and the order form is combined, okay? Right here, this is a two-step order form. Notice how it looks like a lead magnet, right? Like it looks like, oh, look, I just have to put my name and email. That's it. But as soon as I do that, it then instantly turns into the order form without leaving the page, okay? So this is where you see these things combined together. Sales page and order form all on one page. She runs Facebook ad traffic directly to this page, okay? And every single button just pulls them back up to the order form, okay? Just pulls them back up. That's all it does. Now, I'm trying to remember what this, I think, do I have the right link? Allie Bjork's funnel. I don't know if that's the right funnel. I'm going to try to think of another one while, oh, that's not it. Trying to find an SLO funnel. Is this it? Here we go. All right. This is an SLO funnel just like Kathy Santos, except she's running ads straight to the sales page, but she doesn't have the sales page and order form combined in one. Here's the sales page right here. She's using Funnel Lux, I believe here, and the order form is on the next page. Again, notice it is a $27 offer, and then this is a $17 order bump. Super low price, okay? So these are visual examples of the SLO, okay? Webinar funnels. All of my webinar funnels are not currently active right now, which is so sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you a webinar funnel for Funnel Gorgeous, right? I'll show you an auto webinar funnel. Let me just pull one up here for you. All my kids are arriving home now. Okay, let's see. Let's do Funnel Adventure. Okay, so this funnel is a registration page, like so. Sorry guys, it's being slow because of Zoom. Here we go. All right, so free webinar. Here's the title, what they're gonna learn, the secrets that they're gonna learn, name, email, register for free, a little bit about who you are, maybe some social proof if you can do it. And then once they opt in, then you get to the webinar countdown page. And the countdown page is like, hey, thank you, your spot is confirmed. It's gonna start in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it happens to be. With an auto webinar, you don't need another platform. You can just use ClickFunnels because it will auto redirect into the broadcast room for you, just like this. And all you have to do is create a recording, can be put on YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, stick that recording in and it will start and it will autoplay. And you know, I know a lot of people are like, well, how do I pretend that it's live? Just don't pretend that it's live. Like, people know that it's not live. Don't worry about it. It's just an auto webinar. It's an on-demand training. It's fine. You don't have to pretend otherwise, okay? So here is what a watch room looks like. And now typically there's a button underneath the presentation, and that button takes them to the order form. And the order form shows them, okay, here's what you're about to buy. Go ahead and buy it. Okay, so you'll notice that in this funnel, there's not a big, huge sales page. If you wanted a sales page, you know, if you decided, hey, you know, I know some people are, you know, they don't like to watch webinars and I want them to have a sales page, you'd really want to get like the long form sales page so that you could have both a watch room and a sales page. And some people do that. Okay, application funnel. I'm going to use the example of my Digital Insiders. I'm actually about to release a brand new one. This is a perfect example of an application funnel. It's literally focused on the video at the top. A lot of application funnels actually have a lot more copy, but I don't have a lot more copy because I didn't have time to write more copy. So I kept it pretty simple. What I did was I actually, I have the pop-up here, and I put a fair amount of copy on the second page. Now, a lot of application funnels on the second page, they don't write this much copy. They just put the application right there. But I felt like I needed more copy because I didn't have, like, my video wasn't super long. So I wrote the copy, explain everything that happens, right? And then I take them right to the application. This application, by the way, is 17 Hats. It's embedded right into the page. And as soon as they fill it out, it goes into my CRM, which is 17 Hats. And then I will review the application. So I don't allow people to book calls right away because I want to review the application, okay? So those are visual examples of these type of funnels. List building, SLO, which are the low ticket, webinar funnels, application funnels, and I didn't actually show you email. It depends on what program you're using, whether you're using ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or whatever it happens to be. Your emails will either be like vertically appear. I realize now all of you on Facebook can't see all my hand gestures. They'll either be vertical like this, or sometimes like in Infusionsoft, for example, you'll see like, it's almost like a visual automation where you're watching Like they do this email and then 2 days later they get this email and and then use this email, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So, let me just see questions. All right. Cynthia's saying, is there a timer when the sale button pops up? I think you were talking about the webinar funnel, right? Where there's a webinar. Yes. Oftentimes the button doesn't appear until the pitch begins. Okay. June is saying, hey, after the application and the application funnel, if you're interested in working with them, do you send a calendar link? I do. Actually, my Emily does, and she reviews and she accepts and she says, hey, Julie would love to talk to you. And so she sends the calendar link that way. So in my application funnel, and I'm glad you brought that up, because in my application funnel, right, technically before they can get to the schedule, the next message is a manual message from my virtual assistant. Typically the principle at work here is that the more expensive the offer, the more high touch it's going to have to be able to complete the sale. So for me, okay, I get them through, but then they need to hear from Emily, and I'm doing a manual message from a human who's actually reviewing the application. Then they're on the phone with me, and then they go back to Emily to set up their payment information. So there's several steps there. So an application funnel is very easy to build because you don't actually need like an order form or anything, but that's because you have all of that manual high touch work in the back. All right. Let's keep going. Are you guys cool with that? Can we keep going for a little bit here? If I haven't answered your question, hold on, there's a few questions here before I go. Elizabeth says, for the Digital Insiders page, what's the difference between the copy on the video page versus the application? Why not put it on the first page since it doesn't have a lot of copy? That's a great point, Elizabeth. And yes, most application funnels would have put the copy on the first page. For me, the reason why I didn't is because I wanted to use curiosity to get the lead. And once they're a lead, then I send them an email funnel to warm them up. And I knew that if I gave all the information on the front page, a lot of people wouldn't opt in, but I'd get the curious people to opt in just to see the information, and then I'd be able to nurture them. So that's why I chose to do it that way. Can you sell physical products using ClickFunnels? Yes, you can. It's a little trickier. They are working on creating more integrations for inventory management and sales tax, but physical products are a little trickier, but yes, you can. All right, someone is asking, what is 17 Hats? 17 Hats is just a customer relationship manager for people who are service providers. That's it. So 17 Hats means it helps you do contracts, invoices, proposals, payments, things like that. Do you need an email service provider outside of ClickFunnels? Yes, you will. At the $97 price point of ClickFunnels, you have to get your own email service. If you get the $297 version of ClickFunnels, you will still need a SendGrid of some email service like that to hook up. They have the email automation built into the platform, but you still need like the gasoline. You need like the SMTP provider to hook up to Actionetics to actually make it run. When you buy ConvertKit or you buy ActiveCampaign, you're buying the tool, which is the ability to like design the emails and segment them, and you're buying the SMTP, like the mechanism by which it actually sends. When you sign up for the $297 version of ClickFunnels, you're buying the ability to design the emails and the automations, but you're not buying the SMTP, and that's why you have to still hook up an SMTP to Actionetics to make it run. The reason Russell did that in the original sense was because he would constantly get shut down by email service providers for spamming. And so he would set up all his automations and get shut down. He'd have to set them all up again, get shut down. So when he built Actionetics, he was like, why don't I just separate the two so that I can design it? And then if I get shut down, I can just unhook that one SMTP and add another one without losing the visual automations. That's why it was designed that way. Just a little trivia for you. Okay. I'm going to keep going, guys. You guys have so many awesome questions, but I want to make sure I get through everything. So I'm going to keep going, okay? And then I'll come back to it. How to pick the right funnel for you. I think this is the biggest question I get all the time. So let's talk about it. This is what we call a value ladder. A value ladder is basically a visual representation of all of your different product offerings. And I'm going to say this. When you're building a business in real life, it never quite works like this. Okay? So this is like a super simplified version. When you build a business in theory, it looks amazing and great. Okay? So, so just so you know. So basically in every company, I want to start right here in the middle. Okay? Every company is known for something. Okay? What is Apple known for? It was known for the Mac, right? What is Coke known for? Coke. What am I known for? I was known for a long time, it was the digital gangsta. That's what I was known for, right? It's a signature offer, a core offer, sometimes called a flagship offer. You guys, if you notice that I'm saying it 3 different ways because I'm trying to give you terminology because you'll hear people talk about the terminology. So it's the signature offer, okay? It's what you're known for. In the online space, it's hard to have multiple signature offers without confusing your customers. So I recommend to people to have one signature offer. The problem is that a lot of people start by building one offer, then they build the next offer, and then they're like, oh, wait, that's our signature offer, right? Because the market is responding, okay? And so it's okay if this doesn't actually work exactly as I'm explaining it. So which funnel is right for you? My first question that I always ask people is, do you have a signature offer? Like, do you have a core offer? And if the answer is yes, my second question is, do you have a funnel for that offer? And if the answer is no, then I say, okay, that's where we start. Okay? So you want to build an offer for this area, usually first, especially if you have the core offer built, okay? Now, if your core flagship offer is $30, you can just use a regular sales funnel. If your core offer is $400, you are going to need more time, more face time with your customer in order to convince them to buy, in which case I'm going to recommend a webinar funnel, okay? If your core flagship offer is $25,000, I'm going to recommend that you probably do an application case study type funnel right here, okay? So you can have any type of funnel you want, but the first thing is, do you have a signature flagship offer? And if you do you have a funnel built for it? Okay, so that's right here. Let's say you say, I have a signature offer, it's built, I have a webinar funnel, it's all good. Okay, great, awesome. The next thing I say is we can either go down the ladder or we can go up the ladder. Down the ladder is important if it's costing you a lot of money in ads, okay? So some people are like, yeah, I do have a webinar funnel, but it's not profitable. Like, I can't make the ads work, or like, it's costing me a lot of money. And I'll say, okay, so now it's time, let's build an introductory offer. Let's build an introductory product, right? We'll call it a front-end offer, a liquidating offer, a break-even offer. It's all called the same thing. And these are introductory products. And so we'll build a slow funnel here. That's going to help you acquire a customer. And then through an email funnel, we can take this customer and introduce them to this offer. And this time we don't have to pay to acquire them because this funnel did all the work. Does that make sense to everybody? Please let me know if it's clicking. Now, some people who have their signature offer will be like, no, it's not too expensive. It's just like once they buy something from me, they want something else and I don't know what else to give them, right? I don't, like Renee in my mastermind, she had this problem. She's like, yeah, people are buying my $997 Sell Like a Mother course, but they want the next thing, right? And so then I'm like, okay, it's time for us to go to a premium, higher end, high touch offer, right? This is usually the most expensive thing on your value ladder. For me, Digital Insiders is my premium high-end, high-touch offer. It's expensive. It's usually limited. It usually requires high touch, and I would do an application funnel here. So you got most of the time, and this is not a rule forever, but you have either webinar or application funnels up here. You have webinar or slow funnels here, and you almost always have list building or slow funnels down here. The email funnels are what connect things together so that once they've gone through one funnel, they build rapport and then they go into another funnel. So when you say which funnel is right for me, I'm going to ask you, the question you should be asking is, what's the right funnel for where your business is at? What kind of offers do you even have? Okay? Typically, in a company, you're going to have one signature offer, and you might have one highly custom, kind of done for you high-end offer. And then down here is where you can have multiple introductory offers. So if you think of Funnel Gorgeous, right, our courses, we're currently going to build a webinar where we bundle up Funnel Gorgeous and Webinar Gorgeous. We're actually going to build a third one there to like kind of round it out. And that will be our kind of flagship course offer. But we've got all kinds of funnel drops, right? We got multiple funnel drops. These are front-end offers. This introduces people into our world. And we just finished our Funnel Gorgeous retreat. That would currently be considered our one high-end, high-custom, high-ticket premium offer, right? Application funnel here, webinar funnel here, slow funnels here. Now, you can break the rule, but if you are a newbie, that's kind of what I would say. Now, if you're in the physical product space, you're going to have a slow funnel, and probably still a slow funnel. Because typically in the e-commerce space, you're not selling things that are super expensive. And if you don't sell things that are super expensive, you don't need to sit on a webinar or an application or do a big long presentation because it's freaking 20 bucks, right? So you can have the order forms, you can make it simple. So if you're in e-commerce, you're going to have probably the same type of funnel. It's more about connecting them. So once they buy this, hand soap, then they're going to buy this face soap, then they're going to buy, you know what I mean? It's more like that. Rather than in an info product business, it's definitely going to be very much like a stair step. Okay. All right. So what I want to do, hold on. Before I go, I want to go into the funnel drops next, but I want to answer some questions because you guys had a bunch of questions about funnel types. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. Heidi says, is there an average price for a funnel product? Is a funnel only for a product or can it also be for a service? Great question. A funnel can be for a service. Typically a funnel for a service though looks a lot more like an application funnel because usually a service requires you to get on the phone and create a custom proposal. So you can use, so Heidi, for you, I would do list building, which is like to get them on your email list. You can use email funnels to nurture them and then to send them into your application funnel where you get on the phone. It's very, very hard to sell services on a buy now order form webinar funnel. The reason is because most people with done for you services, they want to feel like it's custom, and order forms by their very nature don't feel custom. And so that would be my answer to that. Okay, let's see. How high should you price an order bump on a sales page? A lot of people ask me that question. I think of all the offers, and we'll get to this, but typically an order bump has the most flexibility. I've seen order bumps that are 27 bucks, 17 bucks, 37. I see order bumps that are $100 on a $27 offer. Your order bump has the most flexibility, and it really depends on how your funnel is performing, like I said, in the wild. So if you're doing ads and you're getting a good conversion rate, you're getting people to buy the tripwire, but very few people are buying the order bump, change your order bump or lower the price because you want to get that order bump up higher. If like everybody and their mother is buying their order bump, you could probably raise the price without hurting the conversion. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, good. Looks like some MLMers are talking. Okay. Beverly, e-commerce. Which funnel do you use for e-commerce to get people interested in going to my Shopify store? So the best way, and actually that's an interesting thing because we're going to be opening up a storefront as well because we've been working primarily off of funnels. But in e-commerce, funnels work great. What did I say? The goal is to acquire a customer. Here we go. The goal is to make a sale and acquire a customer. Beverly, for you, you find your best selling product, your best, the sexiest thing you've got, and you stick it here on this page. Whoops. Right here, this sales page. Then you add an order bump and a one-time offer, right? So a couple extra things in there. You run traffic to this. As soon as you acquire a customer, you are now going to use email funnels to bring them back to your shop, right? Again and again, offering them sales, but you would build a slow funnel to acquire the customer using your best-selling product, okay? All right, another question. Heather says, what funnel would you use to sell a high-priced live event ticket? Events are the hardest things to sell, okay? Just so you know, like, so make sure I'm looking at the camera. They're the hardest thing to sell. I don't like to sell event tickets to cold audiences. Typically, slow funnels, the funnel that we're looking at here, and the webinar funnels are designed for cold audiences, right? You're taking them off of social media, you're yanking them into your world, you're either giving them a sales page message, you're giving them a webinar message, and then you're selling them something. For an event, you really need hot traffic, people who already know you, already like you, already trust you. There's two ways you can do events. The first, super, super small, super exclusive, do an application funnel and just send it to your list, right? That's the first one. The second is a super, super big event, lower the price, and I would do an actual launch strategy where you basically, a launch strategy is you take a sales page and an order page. Those are the only two pages, but it's all about the emails and the lead up and the buzz and the pressure and stuff like that. And so it's like a modification of a slow is, you know, really what I would say there. Okay. Any tips on the best funnel for a B2B software business? I was thinking webinar, but not sure. So I think webinar probably would be a good way to do it. Typically what I said here is the goal is to watch a presentation and make a sale. And the mechanism we use is an irresistible bundle. Now, typically for software, and the way, you know, Russell grew ClickFunnels was he created a course that had a tremendous amount of cool stuff in it. And then he added on this super sweet, like 6 months of the ClickFunnels software for free when you buy Funnel Hacks. And it was a $997 offer. It was sold off a webinar. And so I would probably mimic that strategy there. Okay. Madeline says, our ads won't be accepted on Facebook without a freebie offer through a squeeze page first. Is that what you're saying? What I was saying was, if you're no, you can run Facebook ad traffic directly to a sales page as long as your sales page is compliant. But that Facebook is pretty strict about some things, especially in the health space and especially in the business opportunity space. So if you're selling like work from home or you're selling health, like Facebook's going to struggle with your sales page. And so putting a freebie in front of it will allow your ads to get approved. That's what I was saying there. Okay. Okay. Yes, we are going to have a replay of this, so don't worry about that. All right. I'm just looking here. See. Oh, thank you, Sean. Said no one explains this stuff better. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. So let's go. I want to show you the funnel drop. I want to take a funnel drop and I want to build something real fast for you. And then I see a couple questions about price points. And so I'm going to get to that next. That's about offers. Okay. All right. So let's hop in here. I'm going to move my face off the screen again. And let's talk about funnels. Now, did you guys know that the SLO funnel that we sell in the funnel drop can be modified to do all kinds of things? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the one that we're selling right now, which is funnel minimal. I'm going to take this and I am going to clone this funnel first. Now, what you would do is it would show up as a share funnel for you. And hopefully it won't take too long. And I'm going to show you easy ways to modify the funnel. If you want to do an SLO funnel, if you want to do an application funnel, or if you want to do a list building funnel. And this is not making me happy because it looks like it's not moving. All right, I'm gonna give it a minute, and we'll come back to that because I don't want to waste your guys' time. So let me just talk a little bit about offers while we let that think. Okay. Types of offers for each type of funnel, and I know you guys were asking questions about pricing, and this is. Everybody asks me all the time about the 7s and the 9s, and I don't really know the answer except that I know that like statistically things that end in 7 or 9 typically perform better. So that's why there's 7s everywhere, but you could do 9s too if you want to. So with an SLO funnel, remember, if we're thinking about that first page, that first offer should be anywhere from $7 to $37. My sweet spot is 27, but I've done it at 37. I've done it at 7. Okay. But I like 27. That first order bump, this is where there's more flexibility. It could be 7, 12, 17, 27, 37. You can even do 47, 57, 67. Okay. And then the OTO, which is the offer that happens after they fill out their credit card information, I would stick to 37 to 97, anywhere in that price range. Now, I'm giving you these super like strict boundaries only because I know that people who are beginners, if you stick within these parameters, you're more likely to like not mess it up. Are there exceptions to the rule? All the time. Are these tried and true formulas of pricing that work? Yeah. My favorite is 27 with a $12 order bump and a $77 OTO. That is my favorite. Use it. Now, for a webinar funnel, typically, I don't like to use a webinar funnel unless I'm selling something for at least $300. And the reason is because it costs me money to get people to register for the presentation. And so I like anywhere from $297 all the way up to $2,000. Anything after $2,000 is going to need a phone call. For beginners, most of you will not be able to sell $19.97. You will probably want to hang somewhere in the $4.97 to $9.97 range. The other tidbit of information that I'm going to give you is that pay plans will help your conversions if you are a beginner presenter. Okay. Does it mean that some people will default? Yes. But when I sold in $19.97, which is the highest I would sell off a webinar, I gave a 9 pay of $249, which allowed my conversions to go up. Did people not finish paying? Yeah, sure, they didn't. But they also more people bought because it was a $249 pay plan. So if you are a beginner doing a webinar, I would 100% do a pay plan. Okay, because it'll just help grease the wheels a little bit. And then for an application funnel, anything over $2,000 should be on the phone. Here's another tidbit, piece of advice. If you're doing a webinar funnel, even if it's for something $497, $997, if you are a beginner, you can make up for so many mistakes by just getting on the phone. My first Create Your Laptop Life webinar funnel, it was $1,500. Sure, I totally could have sold it with a buy now, but I sold it on the phone. It did two things. Number one, it helped me finish, crushing objections because I didn't finish it on the webinar. Number one. Number two, I talked to 150 people in like 2 months and really learned a lot about my customers' objections. And number three, it allowed me to close a much higher percentage. So feel free to do an app, especially if you're doing your own sales calls. If you're going to hire a salesperson, it doesn't make sense at this low price point because you're definitely going to like lose out on commissions, right? So anyway, just throwing that out there. Okay. Let me go back here. Yay. Okay. So we are here. Let's pretend that I have just downloaded a share funnel. A lot of you guys asked this question. And when you purchase a funnel drop, it's in a members area, which means if you're on the $97 plan and you're collecting the funnels and you don't want to use them yet, you don't have to pull them into your account until you're ready to use them. So I've just pulled in funnel minimal. Okay. So let's say you want to build a list building funnel first. The easiest thing to do is to take all the pieces you don't need and hit remove from funnel. This does not delete the page. It just keeps this area clean. So I'm just going through and I am removing all of this stuff from the funnel so that I am not confused, okay? So I'm removing. All right, so now what did we say a list building funnel needs? A list building funnel simply needs a landing page and a thank you page, and then the social content, right? So I've got the landing page. Notice it's being called a squeeze page here. So if you preview it, you can see it's headline, product, name, email. Yes, I want access now. This is the button. The only thing it needs is a thank you page, right? Well, we don't have a thank you page, but it's super easy. All you have to do is hit clone funnel step, then hit add to funnel because it doesn't automatically add it to the funnel. And now you've got a duplicate. Go over to the publishing tab. This is the area where you can like rename your funnel and just rename this thank you page. Update the funnel step. And now let's actually go in and turn this into a thank you page. Super simple. All you have to do is say, awesome, you're in. Please check your email. My recommendation here is literally to delete this area, just get rid of it. I would delete this. Always check on mobile because sometimes there's mobile stuff that's there. Okay, it's gone. And then if maybe I want to, have them find me on Facebook or something. So maybe I modify this copy here. But either way, your terms and conditions are saved because you modified it, you cloned it, and you just removed what you didn't need. Hit save, and it's done. Now your list building funnel is complete. The only thing that you have to do now is connect your list building funnel to your actual email service provider, okay? So go into your main page, click into the page, and you'll go up here into the settings and integrations. This is where you're going to integrate ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or anything like that. You go to integrations, choose ConvertKit, subscribe them to a form, and then pick the form that you want to add them to. So a lot of you are asking the question, how do you make this happen? Well, number one, yes, you have to go into ConvertKit and create a form. And I would name the form free offer number 1 or whatever it happens to be, okay? Number 2, you have to make sure that ConvertKit and ClickFunnels are talking to each other. And once they are, this will appear right here in this menu bar. Just make sure you save. The easiest way to make sure you have all your integrations set up is to go under here and go to your account settings. And here's where you can link up ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, et cetera, et cetera. So notice we've just made a list building funnel using the funnel drop in about 5 minutes or so. Okay, now let's say you actually want to do an SLO funnel and you don't want a squeeze page. You just want to send that puppy right to your $27 offer, okay? So this is what we're going to do now. Here are where all of the pieces are that we removed from the funnel. So the first thing is I'm going to take the sales page, it's going to think, and I'm going to add it back to the funnel. So now here it is. I don't need the lead magnet anymore, so I'm going to remove that from the funnel, and I'm going to remove that one from the funnel. Okay, and I'm going to add my order form back like this. I'm going to add my OTO form back like this. And I'm going to add my order confirmation back like this. Okay? So now we're back. Now we're in SLO land. Okay? So here's SLO. Now some of you are going to say, all right, well, I need the webinar funnel. So just go buy the webinar funnel because it's all built. Some of you are going to say, you don't have an application funnel built yet. You're right, we don't. However, there's 2 things you can do. Number 1, you can use our funnel custom service and we can build you one. The second thing you can do is you can modify this to become an application funnel. Now, one of the greatest features about ClickFunnels that we really love is that, and I'm going to show you this right now. This is kind of how people use our funnel drops, because a lot of people are like, how do you use your funnel drops? You keep buying them and collecting them. Inside of the editor in ClickFunnels, when you open up a page, there are 3 different colors you're going to see. You're going to see green, which is like the big sections. You're going to see blue, which is like columns or rows. And then you're going to see orange, which are the elements. Your sections can be saved. And so you'll notice that on the Cornerstone sales page, there's like all these cool sections that you can use. Like, you see how cool they are? You know, you got the black section, you got the introducing section, you got the how to do this section, the guarantee, the bonus. I love this, like this area right here. Okay. So what you can do is you can duplicate sections, you can save sections, and you can hide sections. Okay. So let's say that I want to turn this into an application funnel. I can do that super easily. The first thing I can do is pretty much, I'm going to get rid of, like, there's not going to be any opt-in here because that's like, we're making the front page. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to keep the headline. And instead of an image, I'm going to add what I know is the key feature of an application, which is a video. So I'm going to add in a video. All I did was delete, and then I hit the little plus button and grab the video. Okay. I also know that an application page doesn't have quite this much copy. Like, this is a lot of copy for an application page, but I really, really, really like this section here. I think this is super nice, and I think it'll like explain sort of the key features of my application, my case study. So I'm going to actually use this little arrow. And what that does is it pulls the section up the page, and it's basically just hopping sections, right? I'm not there yet. Let's see, where are we? Here we go. Hop. I'm just going to hop all the sections until I get up to the video. Am I here yet? I'm almost there. Okay. I don't need this. You can choose if you want to hide the section by clicking on the settings and clicking hide, which gets rid of it, but still saves the design, or you can delete it. If it's a really long page, I do recommend that you delete it so that it doesn't make the page load too slowly. Okay. So now I've got this section right under the video, which I really like. So I'm like, okay, awesome. Now I can modify this. And if I really like this section, and it's a section I want to use over and over again, so I'm just going to put here, I really like this section. By the way, if you ever notice that Kathy's design makes it on one line and then you have more words than what she put, and you're like, oh, now it doesn't look as good, just literally come onto the settings, drag it down until it's on one line again. Now the design that she did is preserved even with the extra words, okay? And then let's say, you know, whatever, I add all my details and all this kind of stuff. Okay, once I'm done, now I'm going to hit save. Okay, and the save is going to save just that section as a template. And I'm going to call it, I really like this section. And I'm going to save this as a template. So now I've done all the modifications. I've added all the copy. Okay, I go through, I turn this into an application funnel. Let's say I just get rid of everything else because I'm like, you know what, all I need is maybe the stack. I'm going to just delete this. And if you don't buy a lot of funnel drops, I would really recommend that you don't delete things. I recommend that you just hide them or make a duplicate of the page with less, because you want to save the design features. But do not despair. If you have deleted stuff, it is still saved in your members area. So you can go back, you can import the funnel again, and it's fine. You still have the actual design. So I'm just going to delete all this. I'm deleting the big sections. That's the fastest way to delete it all. Okay. And I'm going to do the last piece here. Let's just pretend that I've almost, there's still a lot of sections to go. An application funnel needs a button with a pop-up, right? So I'm essentially turning this Cornerstone page into an application page. So I'm going to use this button. Okay. But instead I'm going to put it right underneath here. Okay. Now, if you want to save the design, just clone the button so you don't have to start over. And then you're just gonna, and sometimes ClickFunnels can be a little funny about this, but you can just drag it up. You should see it like you see when the orange bar shows like, okay, good, it's there. And I'm gonna drag it up some more. This is the way I'm saving the design so I don't have to like redesign it again or make the button look like a Franken button. I'm coming up, I'm almost here. Just wanna make sure, hold on. Sometimes it helps to drop it. This is like stuff I learned about the buggy editor. Okay, here we are. We're here, come on. There we go. Okay, just needed to be dropped and dropped. Ta-da! Okay, so I captured the button design that Kathy did. Now what I'm gonna do is click on the little settings and I'm gonna go change the action right here so that it opens the pop-up. So now this button is gonna open the pop-up because remember what I said about application funnels is that they should open the pop-up. Now what you're gonna do is click on Show Pop-up. And now you can add your name and your email and your button so that you can have a pop-up on this particular page. So you're gonna just click here. We're gonna add a column first. That's gonna be where everything sits. We're gonna add a input field, your email address, and then let's just add a button. Okay, so like that's the most basic pop-up you can do is an email address and a button. Now you'll see it says warning, warning, right? These are not quite customized yet. So click on the little settings of any element whenever you see a warning. You basically just have to link it so that it's like you're telling it, hey, collect email address, not name or whatever it happens to be. So now it's connected, like now it knows to collect email address. And then on the button settings, whenever you have a form, any kind of form, the option has to be submit form. Okay, what that will do is it submits the information into ClickFunnels, into your email service provider, and then it redirects you to the next page. Okay, so I've got that. All right, so then I'm going to hit save. Now, basically, the way this funnel, I've essentially turned the cornerstone page into an application page. If I go and preview this, you'll see now we've got, you know, the headline, we got the video, we've got the pop-up. Notice I've got the section right here. As soon as I click this, it pops up. The question is going to be, where is it going to go next, right? Once it submits, it almost always goes to exactly whatever the next step is. So here you would have to change that next step, right? And you'd have to make it an application page instead of an order form page. Again, just delete everything and then add your application. Okay, so super simple, not that hard. And if you decide, you know what, I really want that beautiful section, I actually want it on my OTO. Like I went through the whole trouble of like making it beautiful and adding it, and now I want to add it. You can simply go into the next page and see how you're like, okay, I want to add it right here. You just click add new section and hit my sections. You'll see your section right here, and it will pop that entire section into the page without you having to design it again, without you having to add any more content, okay? So that is that's like the power of the funnel drops, is because once you've saved the sections, this is where you can say, oh, I like that section and I want to add it with this section. And once you've like modified them, and we do this all the time with our footers, like we get our footers all set up, we save it. And so whenever we're designing a page, we literally just plop it in, right? Plop, plop, plop. And then like everything is done way faster. Okay. All right, so let me just go back here for a second, and I want to move on to this point here, but I just want to look here at the questions because there's a lot of questions that popped up. Okay. Cynthia is asking, can you save every section from every funnel? Yes, you can. Yeah, the green sections you can save. The blue sections you can save too. Those are actually called rows. You can't save individual elements, okay? All right, let me look at these questions here. All right, Bev says, if I delete a lot of the sections in your drops and turn it into a different funnel page, I lose some of the design features and not sure how to recreate the design of that page without becoming a Franken page. All right, super simple. Now this also depends on how many, like basically how many funnels you are allowed in your account at 97. But here is what I would suggest. When the funnel appears in your account, right? So here's the sales page. Okay, let's just pretend I didn't modify it. This is what I would do. Go to the publishing and type in master sales page. Now save it. This is now the master template. You can go into this template, save all the sections, name the sections, and call it your master template. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna clone it, okay? Now you're going to add it to the funnel. So now you've got two versions of the same master sales page. You got one here and one here. Pull this one up. Take this one out of the funnel, remove it so that it shows in the drop down. Now you've got your master template saved in that actual funnel. You can always go in, you can always save sections, you can always do that. And now you have, and I'm going to change the name of this. And I'm going to call this one working sales page. So now this one, modify the crap out of it, delete sections, adjust, add, do whatever you want. You know that you have your master sales page template saved with all the original design features that you can go save. Does that help, Bev, for you? Okay. All right, let's see. How do you access the saved sections for use again? So what you do basically is whenever you add a section inside, I'm going to just show you right now. So let's say I wanted to add a new section here where it has this little plus button. You're going to choose my section right there. And then that will show you a list of all the sections that are saved. As you can see, there's a lot. So like if I choose, I don't know, we'll just choose header funnel gorgeous store. If I put that in here, it's literally going to pop like this little menu bar that we have here. Okay. All right. Carolyn's asking which funnel design is the one you were showing. I'm showing funnel minimal. It is probably our easiest funnel to modify because it doesn't have a lot of background images and elements. It's literally just using colors and fonts and like what's on the page. So I think it's a really easy one for beginners. Also, if you've never purchased Funnel Gorgeous, the course, I would totally do that because it does give you a lot of training. But we also realize that you guys need funnel building training, which is why we've started this, why we're doing this today. Okay. All right. So Pat, I think I just answered your question when I answered Bev's about how to create a master template. Yes, there will be a replay. Okay. You know, I want to just tell you guys something. If you are inside your Funnel Gorgeous, right, and you've got your copy, you're inside your drop, and whatever copy you have to put on the page doesn't really work with the section that's there, do not be afraid to move around sections. Because let's say you're at the point in the copy where it's like, oh, look, you got to do the bonuses. And you're like, I'm not at the bonuses. Like, this isn't going to work. Move up a part of the set of the design, duplicate or move up a part of the design that works with the copy and use that. Don't feel like you can't modify the design. It's more about the structure of the sections inside. Like, you see how this is like not a long sentence. It's not more than 2 lines. Like, as a heading, if you put a heading at 4 lines, it's going to look stupid. So figure out, like, do I make it smaller so it fits on 2 lines? Do I shorten the heading? You know, how do I, that's kind of the questions that you ask. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Somebody's not even sure about what a share funnel is. So let me just, I don't know if anybody else has felt that way. So typically when you buy a drop, you're going to get a link inside your members area, and that is a share funnel. And all you have to do, so every funnel has a share funnel link. And so we give you the share funnels of our links. They're right here, okay? And what happens is you just take that link and you log into your ClickFunnels account, And then as soon as you're logged in, you paste that link in the browser bar and it drags it into your account. Okay. Now I see a couple people asking about other platforms like Divi and stuff like that. I'm just going to go over here a second. So things like Divi, Kajabi, we currently don't have the funnels built on any other platform other than ClickFunnels. However, the funnel transfer service is coming. We've started it. We're in the process. We're going to start with WordPress. It will be right now a premium service where we take our designs and we put them on WordPress for you. Eventually, I imagine we'll have more theme-based, but funnels on WordPress and in other platforms are not as simple as ClickFunnels. So it is a premium service, but we're hoping to have it live for you within the next 4 to 6 weeks where you can actually buy a design and have it installed on WordPress if you want. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the funnel building process right here, okay? I wanna explain this because I think there's a bunch of questions here about copy and things like that. So the funnel building process in general goes like this. You start with an idea. I have an idea. I wanna sell blah, 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 whatever it happens to be. The problem that most people do is that after they have the idea, they start going to build the thing that they have the idea about, right? They're like, I have an idea. I'm going to build a course on growing juicy red tomatoes. And then they go and then they make the course, right? Not the right move. What you want to do immediately after you have the idea is you want to go and think which funnel works with this idea. And that goes back to talking about where are you at in your company? If you are brand new to the online space and you want to come out and you want to be a gardening expert, right? And you want to sell gardening courses, how to grow juicy red tomatoes for now is going to be your signature offer, right? So you've got to figure out, all right, but it's still just going to be an ebook. It's still just going to be, you know, it's going to be a small course. It's not going to be $297, right? You go over to here. It's not, it's really over here. So you're like, okay, even though it's going to be my signature offer, I'm going to build a slow funnel, right? So now you're like, all right, it's $27. I'm going to build a slow funnel. So here's your slow funnel. This is the sales page for how to sell juicy red tomatoes. Okay. So you've had the idea. Step 2 is now you've picked out the funnel type. Okay. That's step 2. Step 3 is now you're going to actually outline what's going to be inside this course, like what's going to be inside this book. So you sit down and you outline all the things that are going to be inside How to Grow Juicy Red Tomatoes. What I recommend you do next is write the sales copy. And here's why. Because when you write sales copy, you stop thinking like a seller and you start thinking like the customer, because you're writing copy and you're trying to sell them on this course. So if you get in that headspace, you're going to think, ooh, they would like this and they would like this. Oh, but I think they're gonna think this. I think they're gonna not believe me because maybe they live, they don't have a good sun path in their yard or whatever, right? And so you start to think like the customer when you write the copy. I actually think that you should write the copy before you build the product. Once the copy is done, that becomes like your architect blueprint. Go build that. Right? People do it the other way around. They build something, then they go write the copy, and then they're like, ooh, man, this copy, like my course doesn't do that. This copy is like overselling it. Well, the problem is you should have written the copy first and built the product to live up to it. So that's why I say idea, funnel type, like, what funnel type based on like where your business is, what the price point is, figure out, all right, what do I think is going to be in it? Then write the copy. Now you have your blueprint. Once you have your copy, then you're going to collect. I need a course logo. I need, a product mock-up shot. I need a couple assets. Like maybe I need a video, whatever it happens to be. So you collect all those assets. Then you take the funnel drop design and you lay the copy out in the funnel, right? And once the copy is done in that first part, you're going to notice, oh shoot, I need an order bump and I need an OTO. So you're going to have to come up, you're going to have to do the same thing, copy, assets, design. You're going to have to do it again for the OTO, right? What am I going to sell as the next thing? What are the assets going to look like? Now I got to design the OTO. The order bump you get away with. You don't have to do all of this, and the copy is only a little paragraph, so you're kind of lucky on the order bump, right? So you have to do this like 3 times over in an SLO because you really have the SLO, you have the order bump, and you have the OTO, right? You have 3 products. Whereas in a webinar funnel, it's all like bundled into one big thing, okay? Then you're going to do the tech. And the tech is, and I knew that we would never get to the tech. And so stay tuned. We'll do some more funnel building classes because I know you guys want to know tech stuff too. But the tech is like setting up the products, setting up the fulfillment, how does it deliver, all that kind of stuff. The good news is that if you get through all of this, there's a lot of people that know tech, and you can hire tech people to like make sure everything talks to itself pretty well. And it's not as hard. Like if you're a tech phobe or you're scared of tech, like it can feel really dramatic, but it's really one of the easiest parts of funnel building. This right here is the hard part. We at Funnel Gorgeous, here at Funnel Gorgeous, we have solved the design problem for you forever. The first 5 steps right here are the hard part. The design we've solved. The tech is really not that hard. And follow-up is basically what you're going to do if people don't buy, if they get into your funnel and they don't buy. So a lot of people forget about this, but the email messages, the email funnels, all that kind of stuff, what are you going to do if they don't buy? Then you build and release or release and build. Now it depends on what you're selling. If you're selling an SLO, an ebook, a mini course, not that expensive, build the product and then release it and then launch it, right? If you're selling something really big, I don't want you to go through the whole headache of building all of that if nobody's going to buy it. So I actually choose a release and build model for anything that's high ticket. I don't have time to go into all of the details of like why I do that, but that's just, I'll seed that for another class another day. Okay. All right. So these are the biggest mistakes that people make when they are building funnels. And I already kind of talked about number 1. That is, they build the product before thinking about the funnel. And notice that I always say idea first, funnel type second, outline third, copy fourth. You will completely change the game if you do things in that order. Okay. Number 2, trying to smush existing stuff in a funnel just because you need an order bump and an OTO. You're like, oh, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add this. And it's just like, no, like that's not going to work. Like a lot of times people come to me and they're like, I have so much content. I could build 17 funnels. And I was like, yeah, but none of the content makes sense. And so the problem is that you are going to have to build new things. And they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, but this is like, you can't just smush stuff into a funnel and expect people to buy it. It's like trying to have a garage sale or like a tag sale funnel. It's like, don't do it. That is a new name. I'm going to trademark it. Stop with your tag sale funnels. The third mistake is not giving the funnel its best shot before dumping money in ads. I've seen so many people who just like wing it and then they plan to spend money in ads. And it's like, it's like Elon Musk, he has this rocket ship, right? And every rocket ship costs like $60 million to build. And so he's got to make sure that that rocket ship has got its best shot of getting to whatever, the moon or space. Okay. If he was like, we don't need to really worry about that like wing over there. That's not a big deal, right? He knows the stakes are high. Oftentimes when we build funnels, because they're digital assets, we just like, we can fix it later. Let's just run money in ads. It'll be fine. Even if it doesn't work, I won't get disillusioned. Oh, hell, you won't. Yes, you will. So give your funnel its best shot before you just like dump $1,000 in ads on it, okay? Number 4, thinking, this is not that much money, so it doesn't really need a lot of copy. People think, it's only 27 bucks. No, you need a crap ton of copy to sell even just a $7 product. Okay, so don't be fooled by that. A lot of people forget how competitive the space actually is, or they forget that like people are used to paying $16 a month for Netflix, and then Netflix hauls off and spends billions on production. So don't get in the mindset of, this is just like a $7 ebook, it'll be fine. Like you should think every product should be like, how do I make this Netflix level value, right? Like what I'm doing right now today is free for you guys. A lot of you, and I would love any shout outs you could give. will say that this is better than paid courses, right? Because I am always like, I want the best thing that I could possibly put out for the value I provide. I want the value to be so far above what people pay, right? Because I know that we live in a world where people pay $16 a month for Netflix, who spend billions of dollars on production. And so every single thing you put out should have that sort of mindset of like, if it's $27, how do I deliver $1,000 of value? If it's $1,000, how do I deliver $100,000 of value? Like the more you think like that, the faster you will have success, I guarantee. Okay. And number 7, Franken funnels. And I don't just mean ugly funnels. What I mean is when people are like, they go rogue and they're like, I'm going to do a squeeze page to a webinar, and then I'm going to like add an OTO, and they like try to add OTOs on webinars, or they try to like add 16 OTOs or 4 downsells or like 85 options. Like if you're a beginner, just use the very simple basics that I outlined today. It will give you your best shot. Remember what I said at the beginning is that you want the simplest funnel to achieve the goal. Okay. So don't build Franken funnels. And then the last mistake that people make, and this is probably the biggest one, is that they have mismanaged expectations about what a funnel can do, conversion rates. And I know a lot of you guys want me to talk about that. I'll see how much time I have, but that is the number one problem I see is mismanaged expectations. And people throw away funnels and offers all the time that were perfectly good offers. They just didn't realize how bad their expectations were skewed. So if you can avoid these mistakes, you will be like scores above the rest of the crowd. And this is why typically, and I don't have 100% success rate. Even Russell doesn't have 100% success rate in funnels. Not every funnel we get right, no matter how many times we redo it. But I greatly increase the chance of success the more I stick to these guiding principles of funnel design and funnel building. So for what that's worth. Okay, so I have a few more minutes that I can answer some questions. So I'm going to just look here at the questions. Okay, don't go rogue. Okay. Let's see. Becky says, what if you're using a funnel gorgeous design to build a product funnel for network marketing and want to use the funnel to share with your team? Is that okay? No, that's not okay. So, but thank you for asking. So let's look at you guys. Here's the thing. This is our policy about our funnel drops. If you are a service provider and you use the funnel drops to create a funnel for somebody, which means you're not giving them a template, you're literally selling your time to write the copy, modify the design, do the tech hookup, launch the funnel, run the ad, whatever it happens to be. You're not actually selling our template. What you're selling is your time, and you're using the template as a tool to make your job easier. That is okay. If you are a funnel builder and you collect our drops and you have done for you clients and that's what you do, that is okay. The minute that you sell, I was about to say shell, sell or share a template, you're essentially reselling. Even if it's free, you're reselling our templates, and that is not okay. So we ask that if you are a network marketer and you would want to share it with your team, it would be better for you to, well, first of all, it's not allowed, but secondly, it would be better for you to email us because, we have done licensing deals before where somebody's like, I want to include this funnel in my mastermind, and they pay per unit, right? And then they absorb it into the cost of whatever they're doing, right? Otherwise, they really need to go buy their own template, okay? Okay. Do you offer a course on funnel building using Funnel Gorgeous? So right now we have 2 courses out. We are going to have a third. I have to tell you, I'm having a little bit of agita about what the third one should be. The first course we have is Funnel Gorgeous. That was our original product. It's also now our company name. Funnel Gorgeous is on funnel design. It is not on copy. It is not on tech. It is on design. It is an excellent, excellent course. Kathy Olson, who is our head designer, head art director, she built that course. And that will help you understand the principles of design in modifying the funnel drops. We have a couple beginner classes inside the funnel drop members area, But if you really want to learn how to modify and how to make it beautiful, Funnel Gorgeous is funnel design. The second course we have is Webinar Gorgeous, and that is focused exclusively on the design and marketing strategy around building a webinar presentation. Those are the two courses we have now. We are probably going to come out with a funnel building course, which is a different question. It is not just about design, it's about the actual strategy of funnel building, which is basically, this is the beginner course, right? This is like beginner, we gave it to you for free, but there's about 17 layers deeper than what I'm talking about right now that, you know, also TDG, which is my signature course, the Digital Gangsta, is really a course that is on how to become a digital marketer, just in general, and it covers funnel building plus a whole host of other things, list building and stuff like that. It's a great course as well. So yeah, Webinar Gorgeous is super easy. You can build your webinar presentation in 5 hours or less. I built the lessons to be super compact to make it easy to digest. So, okay, let's see. Do you recommend ConvertKit over Actionetics? Yes, I do. Okay, let's see. Where do we buy the drop? You can buy the drop at funnelgorgeous.com/drop. And every month it's the same link, funnelgorgeous.com/drop. By the way, guys, we know that it's getting harder and harder to buy our stuff because we've got multiple drops and multiple products. We are building a shop, an official WordPress shop. So you'll be able to add things to your cart and all that kind of stuff, so that if you forgot a members area or you forgot a slide deck, like, we will continue to have all of our funnels for our courses and stuff and for our special offers, but for our repeat customers who want to like piece together the things that they need to buy, we're going to have Shop Gorgeous. Okay. Carolyn's asking a great question. She says, if you have a list of previous customers, do you build a funnel to sell to them in the future? Is that an email funnel? So if you have customers, I typically test every new offer with a launch, and I launch to my list, and all I use is that long form sales page, an order form, and an order confirmation form. Just those three things, and I test it. And once I know that people want it and they buy it, then I turn it into a funnel that can work with Facebook ads. Do you have an affiliate program? Not yet. We will eventually, but it will probably be a partner program more than affiliate program. It'll be, you know, we'll want strategic partners, but yeah, we're working on it. We got like 7 large projects in the works, so they'll all come tumbling out, but our business grew just like, we went from like little side hustle to like full-time brand in like the course of 60 days. So it's been a little bit madness. Okay. Can we get these slides for reference? Yes, I'll probably force you to opt in to our list, but I'm sure all of you guys are already opted in, but yeah, of course, I'll give you the slides. What is the best resource for learning ad copy? Well, TDG has amazing copy resources, and then I know there's lots of good copywriting classes. Ashley Gaynor, I know, does copywriting. I know there's places like, there's Big Copywriting, Copy Hackers, Marie Forlio's Copy Cure. So yeah, there's a lot of places. Honestly, I would say that your first step should be to save every ad that's got tons and tons of engagement on it. Because if an ad has tons of engagement on it, that means that they're running a lot of money, and typically people don't run a lot of money to an ad that doesn't convert. So if you see an ad with 500 comments and 764 shares, save the copy. Okay. All right. All right, let's see. If we aren't a copywriter, how do we create the right details in the copy? So Molly, one of the things that I didn't even tell you guys about the funnel drops is that the long form sales page has built-in copy prompts for you. You literally could build the copy in the drop as you go. Webinar Gorgeous, by the way, just so you guys know, even though it's about building a webinar presentation, there are so many principles of copy that I teach in that course that it's worth it. And the third place to learn copy is in the Digital Gangsta. There's an entire module on copy that's pretty extensive. Chrissy says, do you think people should still use newsletter emails or only email sequences? That's a hard question. I think that newsletters have their place in some areas, but typically email sequences work best for funnels, and then daily emails that are like personal emails perform better than newsletters typically. Okay. All right, guys, I got 5 minutes before I have to bounce. I'm just going to look here for a few questions that I think. Let's see. Carolyn says, am I right in thinking you can buy lots of different Funnel Gorgeous drops and have them sitting in ClickFunnels ready for when you want to use them? Yes, but you don't even have to have them in ClickFunnels. You can leave them in the members area, and then that way it doesn't count against your 20 funnels, and then when you're ready to use them, you can use them. If you have the 297 version of ClickFunnels, load them all up. Yeah, load them all up. Someone's asking about Funnel Custom Color. When will it launch? It is already. Funnelcustom.com is where we will build the template in your custom colors. It's a premium, it's a done for you service. So it is a higher ticket service, but we will actually take your exact brand colors. You pick which theme collection you want, what funnel types you want. We also offer funnel types that we don't currently sell. And the second step of Funnel Custom will be Funnel Transfer, where we'll put it on a different platform, but that's coming. All right. How do you add videos to the thank you page? So videos are an element in ClickFunnels. When you're in ClickFunnels and you see the little orange plus, just click the plus button, grab the video, and the video element appears on the page. What you have to do is click on the settings of that button, of that element, and just drop your YouTube link or your Vimeo link. So yes, you have to upload it to YouTube or Vimeo, and then it will appear on that video element in the page. Okay. I answered that question. Julie's asking, do you recommend on a list building funnel to download your freebie on the thank you page or only email it to them? 100% email it to them. It will force them to go in their email, find it, and download it. If you offer it on the thank you page, they can put a junk email address in and still get everything that you offered. Okay. All right. Michelle says, I have ActionX MD and I set up all the email stuff in there. I don't think I had to do an outside SMTP. No, ActionX MD does provide you with an SMTP, but it's very limited because it's like built in, so you don't get a lot of the same features as if you were to buy your own SMTP. Okay. Bruce says, I sell clip art, but it has been hard to figure out the funnel. My recommendation, Bruce, for you is you start with an SLO funnel. You start with a really good, amazing pack that's super low cost. The order bump would be an add-on pack, like something different. And then the OTO would be like an unlimited supply, or like a membership or something where it's like they just get everything, right? I've seen a lot of like funnels like that. If you go to Doodly and you see how they do it, they sell clip art inside of like doodle videos. Watch how he does it. He sells a pack, and then his OTO is like, get the rest of the packs, right? And he makes a fair amount of money doing that. So I would definitely consider that. Okay. All right, guys, I think that I am out of time. I've got 10 minutes before I've got another call, so I'm going to need to rest my voice and all that good stuff. Hold on one second. Let me just... So if you guys liked this, these are a couple things you can do for me. That'd be super, super helpful, okay? Number one, tell everybody about Funnel Gorgeous, okay? Number two, leave a review on the Funnel Gorgeous Facebook page, or give me a shout out in the ClickFunnels group or somewhere really big where there's going to be a lot of attention, okay? Because the best thing that you can give me is visibility and like, hey, it's awesome. So for those of you guys who want the slides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to email out to everyone who registered on Zoom. I probably will just email it out actually to the whole Funnel Gorgeous list. The replay will be up. This will be free. We will have the slide. This is like our gift to you. This is our beginner basics class. And as always, if you have any suggestions or questions for future beginner classes that you want to see, please email us at support@funnelgorgeous.com. Post in the Marketer's Heart, which is our Facebook group, and just give us feedback, okay? And so the funnel minimal drop is until Friday for $49. Go to funnelgorgeous.com/drop to get funnel minimal. We will be having another course coming out soon to complement Funnel Gorgeous and Webinar Gorgeous. This, honestly, guys, was part of a test run to see how much you guys want funnel building versus design versus copy. So we're always looking for your feedback. So thank you so much. The person who's asking, can I get all the Funnel Gorgeous drops every month? Twice a year, we launch a VIP pass. So the next VIP pass will come out in January or December, and it will allow you to get all the drops in one shot. But we only do it twice a year because it's just technically difficult to handle. But you can continue to buy every month. Oh, I missed you. Oh, well, I'm back. I have a lot more time now. So it's super fun to do these things. I have had no time for the last 12 months, but now I'm back and I love teaching. So you guys have been amazing. For all of you who have stuck on, 150 of you have stayed on this entire time. Thank you so much. This is a long class. I appreciate you all, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye, guys.